see. Yo! That thing moves. So this is the Kia EV9. This is Kia's first entry into the electric SUV market. This is a larger SUV. This is a nice large 3-row. It's almost like the older Explorer size-wise. Not the newer, longer one, but I'd have to say it's probably the older style. It's very roomy. Now up front we have a unique set of lighting. For the daytime, you have these here on both sides. That's for the ambient lighting. Then your headlight is within here. These two beams are your headlights. These squares that Kia loves doing, and Hyundai, are your parking lights. So you got your parking lights and then your headlights. You have your frunk up here that is relatively small. Yeah, there's no engine, but it's very small. The packaging, you have this small space here. And what I don't understand is why is it hard for legacy companies to package the front to have a large frunk? This looks like it would have a huge frunk, but yet you have the size of maybe one little carry-on. There's only one legacy company that was able to actually package everything well to get a normal, we'll say normal EV frunk, because a normal EV frunk from a EV company or startup, it's usually the entire thing is a frunk because they made it from the ground up. There's only one legacy company that was able to manage that, and that was Ford. The Mach-E has a massive frunk. The F-150 has a huge frunk. Everybody else, even was the Charger EV not made from the ground up? What happened? It has a frunk same size, just nice and really small, actually smaller. Why is packaging so difficult for these engineers and these legacy companies to not just figure out a way to package it to where you can actually have a large frunk? Because I'll show you, when you have a 3-row SUV, you lose a lot of space with that 3rd row. And with an EV, especially like this, it'd be phenomenal to have huge frunk. You wouldn't lose, you would have a phenomenal amount of space. But again, I don't understand. There's always a huge loss of space up here. I don't get it. Side profile, it is very sleek. It has a nice little chrome thing, chrome accent going all the way to the back from the front fender. The belt line, it's nice and low. One thing I enjoy about this is this window size. It is very nice. It's not short, it's not low like a lot of newer SUVs or cars. A lot of cars always have a short, lower, like just low, narrow window. I know I've had complaints about these door locks. Now, I haven't had any issues with them, yet. So a lot of people are saying when you walk away, they don't, or sorry, when you walk up to them, it doesn't unlock. So I'm gonna test that. I'm gonna walk away. Notice I had nothing in my hand. I'm coming around the front. You can't see me off camera. Hands free, right? It opened. I've had no issue with that the whole time I've had it. Some people have issues where it doesn't open. I did not. I like these door handles. They're very solid. Very solid door handles, nice and big. They even have like scratch resistance stuff on the inside. Of course, living in the Northeast, you're always gonna have that one thought, winter. That could be an issue with these. I don't believe, other than that, it's an issue. These pop out nicely. Of course, as a mechanically inclined person, I'm always wondering about what happens when it breaks. So these come with the Kumos. The Kumo, what is that? The Kumo Crew Gen. Yeah, I don't know about the Crew Gen, it's a weird name, but they're Kumo tires. They're very thick sidewall. I love that it's a huge sidewall. It's just, it makes it a more comfortable ride. Back here, it's one of my, I actually enjoy this style, especially now that Hyundai has unveiled earlier this year, they unveiled the Ioniq 9, which is essentially the Hyundai version of the Kia EV9. I kind of I like the interior, but at the same time, I think this one was designed a lot better. I enjoy this light design. It kind of follows and mimics the front with the, excuse me, it mimics the front with the angled light, how the ambient lighting is. It kind of mimics it here. It's very nice, solid design. I love the LED bar right there for the third brake light. One of my favorite things now that they do on these modern cars is the hidden wiper. The wiper's up top instead of here. It cleans up the look, makes it look nice. I love this part. This is kind of like it's a spoiler essentially, but it's an overhang, but it's kind of like a spoiler. It cleans up the look. It makes it look very nice. Kia's beautiful new badging. I don't mind it. I actually like it. It looks cool. It's futuristic, and it works for Kia, considering Kia's old emblem just looked like they said, hey Ford, can we copy your homework? And they said, sure, just don't make it look obvious. But they did. Finding the button down here, it's not bad. It is a powered lift gate. It works, it functions as it should. There's not really much to say about it. Though the cargo space here is very nice. It's about hip high to load something in. But with the third row up, again, like I was saying, you kind of have a decent amount of space, but it's not a whole lot because you have the angle of the rear that kind of makes you lose space. So you can go up to here, right? You have this, but now you're losing, and now you have a peak right there. You have no space up there. You're stacked. This is up here. I would probably leave that in the front, and that's probably all that's going to be in the front because, or when it comes to the vehicles with fronts that are that small, it's almost useless to me because you can't really do much with it. Throw this in there, sure, and that's about it. Now you got a very nice amount of room. This mat, if you notice, it's kind of weird, but that's because it's an aftermarket mat. It protects the actual carpet flooring and the back of the seats. I actually don't mind it. I like it. But again, third row seat folded, not bad. You have now a phenomenal amount of room. If you go under here now, you have your standard stuff that you would normally have. You have your inflator kit. There's wheel locks. No space for that, but this is just for essential stuff because you can't have a spare tire in an electric car. Another great thing that you always have, you have the lock button there that it's going to go ahead, shut that, and it's going to lock it. Beautiful. Back here is the charge port, which a lot of other companies, I just wish, can we have a standard location for a charge port, please? It's not like a gas station. You can't just pull up to it once. EV chargers are always usually in the front in the parking space. You can't go on the side. It's not like a gas pump. You can't do it. So why are we not putting this in one generalized spot? Like honestly, where Tesla has it, I think it's perfect. That would have been great. This is the opposite side. Good, but you know, oops. Oh, it's locked. It's good, but it can become troublesome. This has the standard CCS 2026 is the one with the NACS from Tesla, whereas the new standard, I like it. It's not a huge thing. It's not like a very huge, it's not a very huge charge port area. Like, for instance, the new Chevy Blazer EV, it's like half the fender. I hate that. Very easy, close button, boom, done. So yeah, charging, I've noticed I've had issues with just going to a Tesla charger because they're on the other side. So I actually have to park on the opposite side, and now I'm blocking a charger that can be used. I'm in the wrong parking spot. And I noticed a Rivian kind of had to do somewhat the same thing because theirs was on the front corner. And it's very goofy. And it's on it's on the right side, but not if you were driving a Tesla, because you would have backed in and it would have been on that side. Inside, you have phenomenal amount of space. Everything is very nice and well laid out. The steering wheel is thick, and I like it's nice and meaty. The touchscreen system is very nice. I don't mind it. Now, one thing I have, these haptic buttons here. They have like a weird, it vibrates when you touch the buttons. But one thing I have, and I seen it, usually when you use a touch screen, typically a lot of people, you kind of put your hand here, and it's actually the first thing I did. I went like this. I'm touching it. I'm like, oh, it happens. But if you actually put your fingers ahead of it, there's a lip here. It's actually, you're able to get around that, and it's not a problem anymore. There's a ledge here, and boop, 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 done. So it's not as cumbersome as I thought it'd be. But major thing with this, if the sunlight hits it right, you cannot see any of these buttons. Any of them. I had multiple times where I could not see any of the buttons because the sunlight was hitting it perfectly. You can't see it. You don't know where these buttons are, and now you're just sitting there like, you can't. Of course, sure, you have the like cell phone style buttons up here. You have the back button, the home button, and then like the the 3-bar button. Still, I'm not wild about these. Not wild. Power button, volume button right here, a little roller. It reminds me of Lucid's. I thank Kia for this. Your climate control for temp and fan and mode and temp again over here are manual buttons, though this section here in the screen is for your climate control. The view is obstructed by the steering wheel. But do you really need to look at that all the time? No. You're like, well, it's like I need it on my foot. Just look over, just kind of peek over a little bit. Is it inconvenient that this is blocking it? Maybe a little bit, but it doesn't bother me enough to where it's going to be a problem. The gauge cluster is beautiful. It has its different modes. The cruise control is very nice. I got to experience the navigation, the hands-free, the lane change and everything. And it's not bad. It's very nice. You have this beautiful center console. You have a space down here, down there underneath down here where you can put whatever you want. My wife had her giant water bottle in there. I like these cup holders, except this one, I get it. My wife made a funny joke, and I thought it was great, because this is very big, and she said it's for your Stanleys. Yeah, it probably is a Stanley size thing. It really is. It's big. I even have a Gatorade bottle in there, and it was still moving around. Normal cup holder, Stanley cup holder. Up here, you have your wireless charger for your phone, and there's also the spot to rest the key if your battery dies on the key fob. Small little cubby here. It's not really a lot of space for anything. Maybe a wallet and some keys. You have a couple buttons up here. Is your auto hold, your descent control, the parking camera, and the parking sensor button that you can turn off. You have charger, but also charger and USB connection to the radio. You just hit a button and it switches. You push this, you have your 12 volt. This is the this is the wind trim model. Of course, you don't see anywhere. The only time you see wind is on the sticker, on the window sticker, because I don't see it anywhere else. But this is the wind. I don't have ambient lighting. The Land model, which is about $8,000 more, has this beautiful ambient lighting that goes along the dash. So on the gauge cluster, you'll have your different drive modes. You have Eco, Normal, Sport, My Drive, Snow. Your range down there will change to every time you change it. This is Normal mode, then you got your Sport mode, and then you have your My mode, and then you have Snow, which I find interesting. Snow is the same as this on the door panel. Beautiful, beautiful door panel. I love the integration of the door handle. It's very nice. Sorry if the sound changed. It's because I had to go to my different camera because my GoPro died, and it sucks. GoPros are garbage. I like you have your heated seats. You have your cooled seats. Then this is the odd one for me. This is an afterthought. There's no way it's not. You have your heated steering wheel on the door. To me, that's weird. I get it. You know, all your other buttons, your emergency brake is here, or sorry, your parking brake. These aren't emergency brakes anymore. You have your dimmer switch, which I think this could have probably been incorporated into the steering wheel somehow with all this stuff. But, you know, I'm not a designer, design engineer. You have your traction control button. You got for the trunk, the frunk, charge port. But again, this just seems like an afterthought. Your steering wheel heater here. You could even did the whatever Chevy or Ford thing. Just put it in the system. Because to me, I don't know. That's just odd for me. I know it shouldn't bother me, but it kind of does. Beautiful, beautiful feeling. It's almost looks like pants. But I enjoy all these soft touch. I love how all these newer cars now, this isn't just the hard plastic. It's hard plastic, but it's covered with the material that the roof is. You have your lights up here. You have your controls for the sunroof and the shade for the back. You have a beautiful, beautiful glass there. Sunroof is nice and big. It's not bad. Sun visors. You got this. Yes, that is golden. You always got to have that now in like every car. I'm not sure. There's these 3 buttons underneath this, and I'm not sure what they do. Oh, okay, that's cool. So it has home link, and it's integrated into the mirror, and it pops up there. That is pretty neat. I did not know about that. I also noticed this thing, and I figured it out. This, I believe, is when you use your digital key, like phone is key. You probably use this as to get the system going for security reasons. I think this is a fingerprint reader. I don't know anything. I didn't look about it. I didn't look it up, so I don't know. But that's my guess. So just a quick annoying thing. So you have this tray. You see it's removable. This is where the EV charger or your phone charger is, your QI NFC charger. This is what's going to bother me. And say you get crumbs on here. You think this comes off with it? No. Now, hey, guess what? Now you have crumbs behind it. That is annoying. I don't like that. Cup holders. Going to the back. Very nice amount of room. Also, very nice, very nice. Also, the seat is adjustable. Right there we go. Seat is adjustable. You can go back and forth, you can go all the way back. And then this is, you want to adjust the back. That's what that is for. Cool thing here, ready? Boink. Yeah. So that's pretty neat. Nice quick opening. We're going to go ahead and put that there. Now, one thing I noticed when you push the button to go in the back, if you go to roll the seat back, that's, I don't think anybody's going to want to sit like that. Every time. Watch. doesn't go back to your original position. That would bother me. I don't know about you. You also have a button here for the other person. Now let's get back here. Oh, getting back here as an adult was it was very difficult. It's not easy to get back here. I have it's a little tight, but let's of course, again, the seat didn't go back as they normally would, but let me just so with that amount of space, it leaves me some room, but as an adult, I wouldn't want to ride back here. It's very, very tight, but plenty of headroom though. And these seats do recline back here a bit. If you pull that, you can kind of adjust. If you pull that, you can adjust it, and it makes it a little more comfortable. Where is it? There we go. So like, oh, now that's, if you want to just lay back, be cool. I'm a G. I'm cool, bro. Push that button. It rolls forward. I like that one better. So this is the side you want to get in. This is the side. This is the easier side to get in. Kind of want to put these out of the way. Yeah. This is the side you want to get in. Again, not a bad amount of room. Not bad. You got your grab bars. Back here, you have your charge ports on the seats. You can adjust the driver or passenger seat. You have your armrest with extra cup holders. Map pockets that nobody uses anymore. There's a nice big deep cubby in there. Wait, does that go all the way through? No, there's a... What? What? Is that, what is that? Is that light? Is that a light? Or is that just, what is that? What is that? This has piqued my interest. There is a light in this cubby, in this space. I don't know what you're putting in there. Couple Nintendo Switches for the kids. Sure. Why not? Driving impressions of this Kia EV9. I got to take it on a journey. It was roughly a 400-mile round trip. I got a good amount of time with the EV9. I was able to kind of play around with it, see how good my range was, like what I can get, how far I can go. I have to say, I think these are rated about 300 and maybe 280, 300 miles of range. Maybe it's because when I get into EV, first thing I do is set it on eco mode. Honestly, if you're driving an electric SUV or even a car, you shouldn't be in any other mode other than eco. It's how you're going to get the most range and pretty much get the most out of each charge. This has multiple modes. You have your eco. It's like you have your eco, normal, sport. My drive is custom, and then snow. I would keep it in eco, and the regeneration go all the way max to one pedal. One pedal driving is wonderful. Again, this is how you can get the most out of your range, out of that battery charge every time. I had to stop a few times because if you've seen my last video, we're expecting, my wife's pregnant, so we got to stop quite often. It's about a 4-hour drive. And I figured, why not try an EV for this drive? At no point did I have range anxiety. I wasn't scared that I was going to run out of charge, especially the fact that now the Tesla network is open to non-Teslas. This has an adapter with it. The owner supplied it. If you purchased the EV9 of 2025, that was, if you purchased it, I believe, after September of 2024, you were able to get this adapter from them, I believe possibly free at charge. I'm not 100% sure. I don't know. I have to say, I absolutely enjoy this. And going into it, I didn't know how I was going to feel because it's not my first time, obviously driving an EV, but it was my first time actually traveling with an EV going far distance. We went about 200, it was roughly 200 miles one way, given it's not that far. It's far enough. And 200 miles, I didn't have to charge. I honestly probably did not have to charge until I got to my destination. But due to the fact that we were going to be stopping, I decided to go ahead and do a couple stops. Now, one thing I love about this thing is just the power. It's very responsive. I absolutely enjoy it. If you do one pedal driving, it takes a lot getting used to. It's not something that's super easy to get. It's gonna take its time because you're gonna be kind of like fidgeting, or you can't just go and let off, go, let off. There's a certain art to driving with one pedal driving. You actually have to constantly move your foot. It is a interesting thing. It's a constant motion. It's a thing not everybody can get used to it. It's not it's for me, the way I learned, it's a constant foot movement. Your foot is not going to stay in the same place the whole time. And so you don't get like harsh, sudden opposite G-force from, just letting off the pedal. Using the iPedal, that's how you make it, that's how you essentially use that, where you never have to touch your brakes, especially if you start backing off earlier when coming up to a red light or you have traffic. You start backing off earlier, and to the point where you leave yourself enough room so if you do just lift your foot off, you almost come to a complete stop at a good distance. Or if you have to tap on it again to pull up a little more. But I had a lot of experimenting with the iPedal, as I didn't get the chance to do it a lot of the EVs that I had because I didn't have them for a long period of time. I've had this for about 4 days, but really only 2 days of actual driving, but they were, hours at a time. It's very quiet in here. It's smooth. You don't really hear you don't hear the electric sound really like how you normally would in some EVs. You get that electric sound. Like I've driven a couple Teslas where you kind of get that high-pitched sound from the electric motors. I haven't had that with this. Of course, obviously when you go full throttle and unleash all the power, you're going to get all that sound. You do hear the regen sound of the motors pulling back power. My words are at a loss here. The suspension it's more soft than firm, if anything, for me. It has a bouncy quality because I've hit some, some decent bumps when you hit like a little imperfection in the road, and it kind of caddy bounced, if I may. And I don't mind that. I actually like a nice, soft, cushy ride. It stays on the road. I got to hit a little corner. We got a corner here, and it handles, but you can really feel the weight. you can feel the weight of the EV, and it's just around the corner. You can, I don't know. It was a nice feel. It feels heavy, which again, I'm not surprised at all. It's fun to kind of throw it in the corner, but the tires are very quick to want to start giving. It's probably not a good idea to drive these in any spirited way. The sport mode, obviously, I wouldn't touch it unless you want to just, mess with somebody, take off from the line. In something like this, I wouldn't touch it. This thing, you will wreck it. It's not made for handling, especially with the thick sidewalls. It's more of a comfort ride. It's not off-roady. If you notice, there's no off-road mode. Yeah, you can definitely feel this thing on corners. When I first drove it, I actually had to adjust because it requires a little more steering input. When you take certain corners, it requires a little extra. I don't mind the way it drives. It's very comfortable. It's not a sports car. It's not a sports SUV, whichever, people want to. I don't understand what is this whole fixation with SUVs and having a crap ton of horsepower. This has 379 horsepower, and if you ask me, that's plenty. You don't need that much. It's a good amount to get you off the line. You got to merge into traffic from a standstill. Beautiful, especially because there's a lot of on-ramps out there, especially in Pennsylvania and the Lehigh Valley, where you got to just go. You don't have time to really think, or you don't have the space to accelerate slowly. You got to go. Because traffic is moving, and that's that. You gotta get going. The window sticker for this specific model, this is the long range wind all-wheel drive. This one is $66,000, and I'd say for $66,000, it's not bad. It's got Android Auto, CarPlay, all that stuff. It comes with the charger. You have your heated and cooled seats, heated wheel. It's cheaper than the Rivian. It's obviously cheaper than the Tesla X, but I just don't know. It's very nice. It's very, very good quality. Everything's just nice and tight, fit and finished. You don't have any rattles in here. Don't get me wrong. $60,000 car, sure. But when you're going up to $70,000, why don't I have ambient lighting? Why do I gotta go to the next trim, the Land, and to get ambient lighting and certain things like that? I think it's loaded, but I don't think it's loaded enough for me for $66,000. Right now, I'm on my way to try out a Electrify America CCS charger. They're rated at 250 kilowatts. My thing is, on our trip, I decided to use the Tesla network because it's, there's more Tesla chargers than anything, and they're very good areas to use to relax and whatnot. I noticed that it was capped at 84 kilowatts both times that I charged there. So now, out of curiosity, I want to see if I charge at a CCS charger, which this one has the CCS one charge port, to see if it increases speed, how much, because I know these are supposed to charge very, very quickly. All right, so we're going to be pulling up to the CCS charger, and we'll see what happens. All right, so first I'm going to have to go ahead and move that. I'm going to plug in my charger here. All right, so I'm plugged in. Now I'm going to go ahead and see what we got here. All right, so I plugged it in. I'm starting at 84%. It is increasing speed. We're going to see how far it goes up and how fast we can get some charge. I don't mind this. I really don't. Makes you stop and enjoy it. Usually chargers are in areas with many things. There's a food store here. There's a sushi place down there. Very good stuff. And you know, I don't mind it. And look, I am climbing right now for charge. So I'm learning the Tesla charger. I think the adapter is what kind of killed it for me. It kind of slowed it down. Now I'm at 103 kilowatts, which is great speed. I'm at a hyper fast, but of course I'm above 80%, so it's not going to hit that high speed just because of, you know, you don't want to, you're going to cook the battery if you do that. But you can't add, once you're over 80%, you got to slow it down a little bit. So done charging, not too bad. I got it to 95%. That was pretty good. After charging up pretty good, I'm up to 96%. I have to say, it wasn't bad. I just went into the store, I went to the bathroom, got me some sushi, some Mike's Hot Honey Sushi. I think it's a great vehicle, and I think again Kia has gone through its paces and has become something that is wonderful. I can't say that it's a bad vehicle at all. It's very well made, well put together. Can't complain. Get the vehicle, don't get it. For me, I get it. I like it, and we'll just create this random metric at a FET score. I think it is a 8.5 out of 10. I can't give it a higher rating as there is some niche things that bother me, but it's a solid vehicle. I have to say, for Kia's first electric EV SUV, it is very, very good, and not much I can hate on it, except for that frunk. Why is the frunk so small? That's one of my things. You know what? We're taking the 0.5 off. It's 8. Stupid frunk. It's not even a frunk. There's nothing there. It's not a frunk. It's a tiny hole under the hood. Like, share, subscribe, follow for more. Okay, see ya. Thanks. Bye. What I've taken from this, from traveling with the EV in a large distance, is EVs are quick. They take off, plenty of power. They're quick to go, but they make you slow down. And by what I mean by that is you slow down, you stop, you enjoy your trip, you walk around, you see different things. Your car's charging, walk around, stretch your legs, get some exercise. You see the world. It makes you pause. And that's something that we all as humans and in society struggle to do nowadays, is slow down. We don't stop to see what's happening around us, to enjoy life. What an EV does, as deep as this might be sounding too deep for some people, might be like, yeah, okay, no, this is how I feel, because we had to stop. I let the EV charge. You can have 20, 30, 45 minutes or whatever, however long you want it to charge up to, or whatever charge speed you're at. It makes you slow down and just pause. Stop traveling, look around where you are. It might be a new place that you've never been. There might be a cool mall over here you've never seen. You might find a store that you've never been to. You might find a place that has things that you've been looking for, or new things that you didn't know you wanted but needed. And you don't need it, but you want it. That's what I'm taking it from it. And honestly, I've been just tossed up on what I want to get as like my future family vehicle, whether it was a Lucid, or just hybrid, a Toyota Venza. And I didn't have trouble traveling in this as an electric. It was the first time I took a far travel in an EV. Multi-state, I went all the way, I went from Pennsylvania to Maryland. And it was just a very relaxing drive.